The official UFC rankings are out, and we are going coast to coast, starting in Toronto and finishing in Sacramento. I'm Matt Parrino.
I'm Forrest Griffin, coming to you live in 4K.
This isn't 4K.
Who gives a shit?
This is barely 1080p.
This is 1080p, coming to you live in 1080p, high def.
All right, so the biggest winner at UFC 206 has to be the new interim featherweight champion, Max Holloway. Takes out Anthony Pettis, becoming the first man to ever finish Showtime. He looked great. He makes his debut in the pound-for-pound ranks at number 10. Moves past Frankie Edgar at featherweight to number 1. First off, thoughts on his performance?
It was a great performance. Again, Pettis missed the weight, didn't look great at that weight, broke his hand early in the fight. I didn't feel like we got to see the best Pettis. However, we did get to see the best Max Holloway. Unfortunately for Pettis, he looked great throughout the fight.
Yeah, I was very impressed. This is a 10-fight win streak now for Holloway. It seemed like early on he was trying to get his feel for Pettis, moving back a lot, kind of firing shots off his back foot, but they were powerful and they're doing some damage. I mean, Pettis broke his hand, but he was effective with his striking.
Absolutely, he looked good. Again, he's long, he's got a great reach, quick, he's doing all the right things.
Is he moving into kind of superstardom right now?
I would like for Holloway to be a superstar. If you guys would, wake the up a little bit and realize that this Holloway kid is the real deal. But he doesn't want this interim belt nonsense. He wants the real belt. You tell me what's going on with that Aldo fella.
Yeah, so after the fight, he started a hashtag movement. Where's Jose Waldo? Because he's basically saying that Aldo's been hiding out. He hasn't wanted to fight Max. There was an opportunity for them to fight. Aldo wouldn't sign on the dotted line, according to Max. And there you have it. Now he wants to fight. He's going to get the fight maybe in February. We'll see.
Let's hope. I would love to see those guys fight. I'd love to see Aldo back again. He looked great against Edgar, but this is a much tougher matchup, I believe, for Aldo. Aldo, one of his strengths has always been his ability to stop takedowns, which is what Edgar wanted to do to him. I don't think Holloway will try and take him down. I think Holloway will use his length and his striking, and I think that could be a problem.
For Pettis, back up to 155, the water is scary and deep at the top of that division. Where does he fit in?
Man, I don't know. We're going to give him a pass. Hopefully he gets an easy fight. I was just thinking before this fight how good he looked at 145. We'll see.
Staying in the featherweight division, there's no movement between Cub Swanson and Doo Ho Choi, who had an absolute war, potentially fight of the year. We got to talk about this. Swanson looked phenomenal, and you look at his fight with Max Holloway where he was dominated a bit. To come back like this against a guy that everybody's saying is the next big thing, wow, super impressive.
Yeah, I think I was impressed that Choi came forward after taking all those shots, and I know, Cub's a guy with some power. I think Cub's lucky he got to fight him early in his career. I think this, say his name again for me?
Doo Ho Choi.
Yeah, I would have sounded bad if I tried to say that. Could be the real deal. So we'll see. It's an exciting time to be at 145.
A guy you're familiar with made his return to the middleweight division against Tim Kennedy and again looked outstanding. Kelvin Gastelum debuts at number 10 at 185. He said after the fight that he wants to go back down to 170. Let's go back a little bit. Remember when Cowboy went up to 170 and we were a little worried about it? Guys were going to be too big, but he's looked great. Should Kelvin just stay there?
Probably not, no. I think Kelvin is a 170-pounder. He's just got to stay closer to that weight. Looking at Tim Kennedy, who's getting a little bit older, he was supposed to fight November 12th. It's almost worse to have a fight pushed back than to take a short notice fight. And you see what it does to your body. You become overtrained. It's science, man. You can't fuck with science, bro.
Moving on, light heavyweight division. We've been talking about this for a while. There's not a lot of big prospects in this division. 2 of them went head-to-head, and it was Misha Cirkunov, Toronto's own, that came out with the spectacular first-round finish. That's 4 wins in the UFC, all by finish. How serious should we take this Cirkunov kid?
Amazing wrestler. He has amazing skill set, and what I've seen in his last 2 fights is if he doesn't like the way things are going on the feet, he's able to put guys on the ground, keep them on the mat.
During the week, a big hot topic was the fact that Misha doesn't have a head coach. He's his own coach. He has a bunch of training partners. He has about 500 professional fights between wrestling, judo, MMA, and grappling. So, how impressed are you?
Well, who cornered him, though? You don't need a head coach. He's got people that corner him and tell him stuff, so he's good.
Perfect.
He's got a guy to hand him water. That's all you need.
Speaking of water, we're going to the West Coast. Paige Vanzant, Michelle Waterson, strawweight main event, number 7 versus number 11.
It's a really good fight for Paige, actually. I think Michelle and I've only seen her latest in the body of work, but she's kind of more of timing and you know, she fights more of a technical game, and I think Paige will charge her. And if she can get on top of her, I think she'll do very well. However, if it is a stand-up fight that, you know, is more technical, I think obviously Michelle has the advantage.
And real quick before we get out of here, Sage Northcutt is the underdog against Mickey Gall. Are you surprised about that?
No, Mickey Gall's the bigger guy, for sure. Mickey Gall's bigger, he's longer. Sage fights at the weight he feels comfortable. Mickey's the bigger guy. They both have good skill sets, so, I mean, we'll see.
As always, go to UFC.com for your complete rankings. Happy Christmas! Merry holidays! Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Saying goodbye from the rankings report. I'm
For 2016.
Forrest Griffin. Are we not doing this again?
We'll be back after Ronda fights.
Oh, see you next year when we'll break down the Ronda fight. And happy holidays.